Peace. What's the word, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tap in with the kid before we start building on the subject matter for the day. Hopefully, y'all having a powerful Thursday thus far. Healthy, productive, powerful, efficient, healthy Thursday. So, what's the word, man? How y'all living? How y'all feeling out here? Y'all see the title of this stream. Y'all already know how this is about to go. You know what I'm saying? It's fishy business going on out here, man. Fishy business. So, y'all see the topic, man. Y'all see the subject matter. We gonna go in. Because again, the masses are out here brainwashed, deceived, manipulated, all that good stuff, man. So we gotta definitely build on the CDC and their new guidelines in regards to the quarantine situation out here, man. It's real in the field. Montel, peace. What's happening with you, my brother? CEO, peace. What's happening? Andronicus, peace. What's the word? Just peace, Queen. What's happening? Yeah, they hitting us with some massive trick knowledge. CEO, you say you've been compromised, man. How you feeling? How you feeling? Ain't no biggie though. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no biggie. Nothing new under the sun, man. It's easy ways to combat all of this good stuff. So being compromised, ain't nothing to fear out here. Montel, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Sweet tea, peace queen. What's happening? Oh yeah, yeah. That's another topic. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna definitely discuss that. Definitely discuss that though, for sure. For sure. R card, peace. What's happening? Avia, you say so many people I know around me are sick. Man, everybody's sick. I'm gonna keep it real with you, especially in my area. I don't know where you all are located, you know what I'm saying? But in St. Louis, man, everybody's sick. Man, I done had a bunch of clients. Like, I did not train a lot of people this week because a lot of people are sick. Either they got COVID or they got another bug or they think they got COVID. But it's like everybody around here is sick. So it's like if you walking around in my area and you not sick, it's almost like that's almost a badge of honor. Like you a rare breed around here if you're not sick. Goldie, PG, what's happening? But everybody is sick. And I feel like this is the conspiracy theorist in me. Like I feel like they are putting something in the air because in my area, man, we have been getting an enormous amount of fog here recently. And it's almost like it's throwing me off. We've been getting more fog than usual out here, man. I feel like it's something in the air, something in the water, something. Again, we can't show and prove this, but I feel like it is definitely something in the air, most definitely, because every other person you talk to in my area, sick, either got COVID or they just got another bug, but they sick, they're not feeling good. Every other person. If you talk to 10 people in the St. Louis area right now, I bet you 8 out of 10 of those people are sick. Guarantee you. Avi, you in Georgia? Yeah, I got yeah. I'm tapped in. I'm tapped in down there. I'm tapped in. So I already know. So that's why I've been trying to tell people, man, get your immune system in order. Because it's something out in the air, man. It's something in the air that's destroying the immune system of our people. And then on top of that, or Carp, you already know. They warned us about that long time ago, messing with the weather and whatnot. That's them trying to control nature. You know what I'm saying? So that's all that is. You know, that's all that is. They didn't tamper with nature for so long. Now we got irregular weather patterns and things along those lines. Savon, peace, my brother. Get that cardio in. Get that cardio in for sure. Chris, yeah, my aunt that's in Mississippi, she got it for the second time. Goldie for sure. Definitely tainted. And not even probably tap water. Because a lot of the bottled water that people be drinking, that's just tap water in the bottle. So if the tap water is tainted, then a lot of the bottled water is tainted. Because the bottled water is just the tap water in the bottle. Crazy how they do us. They put the tap water in the bottle and sell it to us. And we buy it. It's crazy. Blue Piece, what's happening? But it's crazy. This is the crazy thing about it. Situation is getting way worse according to numbers and all of that. It's obvious. Like every other person you come across, they sick. But then the CDC decides to say, oh, okay, so now it's not 10 days, it's 5 days in regards to the quarantine. Make this make sense. And these are the people that we supposed to trust. And look how fickle we are. We just believe any and everything that they tell us for the most part. Now, I saw where Michigan said, nah, we not about to adhere to that nonsense. So I did see that. But for the most part, we just let our guards down. Whatever they tell us, it goes. So when everything popped off initially, like 14-day quarantine, guess what? We believed it. You get hit with the bug, 14 days, you got to quarantine. Now they telling us 5 for the same exact virus. For the same exact virus. It's the same virus that you had to quarantine for 14 days. The same virus. Now they telling us 5 days and people like, cool. It's all about the money. Businesses was losing too much money with people quarantining for that long. That's all this situation is. That's all this is. But we gonna believe it, and we gonna say that we trust in science. Or we trust in the science. Dude, come on. Come on, they went from 14 days to 10 days to 5 days. That's not suspect to anybody. Situation is obviously getting worse. I can see if it was getting better. Like I can see if we was out here getting healthier, but we not. We are every other person in my area right now sick. This is the worst it has ever been in my area because I ain't never lost this many clients in a week that I wasn't able to train because they are sick. So obviously things are getting way worse. And then they say, okay, nah, 10 days, nah, that's too much. We're gonna go 5. That's too many. We're gonna go 5 days. That's all you need to quarantine. 5 days. The same virus, 5 days now. And guess what? Everybody gonna believe it. There is gonna come a day. There is gonna come a day and a time when they wake up and they say, you know what? Forget quarantine. If somebody get hit with the COVID or whatever the case may be, just keep your distance from them. And guess what we gonna do? We gonna eat it up. The same virus that had us shook for this long, one day they gonna wake up and say, no more quarantining. Just distance yourself from a person that has it. And we gonna wake up, we gonna eat it. We gonna eat it. I'm telling y'all, that day is coming where they're going to wake up and they're going to tell us, hey, okay, we can get back to life. Get back to living life. And we're going to eat it. We're going to eat it. I can't wait for that day because I'm going to look at people. Matter of fact, when they do that, I'm going to do the total opposite. When they do that, when they wake up and tell us, oh, everything is back to normal, I'm going to live like we living now. I'm going to keep my mask. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to do the total opposite of what they're going to tell us to do. Just to show people how stupid they will be looking. I'm gonna just show people how stupid, man. They gonna tell us one day, they're gonna wake up and tell us, all right, cool, you know what I'm saying, everything back to normal. If somebody get this joint, then just keep your distance from them, but we ain't got a quarantine, and everybody gonna be like, okay, cool. They ain't gonna ask no question. They ain't gonna ask not one question. I can't wait till this happens. Can't wait. Nappy, you already know, man. I got some herbs on the way today, man. You know what I'm saying? I got some sea moss joint, burdock root. Like, man, I got all that stuff on the way. So we always gonna take care of ourselves. We good. Got the vitamin C in this joint. Got some magnesium. You know what I'm saying? We good. We good. Elderberry. What you name it, we got it in this joint. So we good. Fruits, veggies, got the water. We good. You know what I'm saying? We good. Oblivion. Get them herbs in. Get the fruits and veggies in. Let's get it. Darwin, peace. What's happening? Tasha, most definitely. That's exactly what it is. But they got us living in fear, though. Avi used to have a friend who works with someone whose sister is a nurse who tested positive and was told still coming to work because she's. Yep. I train a lot of nurses, and that's exactly what they saying. I train a lot of nurses, and this is definitely happening. It's definitely happening. Hence how this stuff is spreading. But they blaming the people who don't have the jab. I'm telling y'all, we not the problem. We not the problem. We are not the problem. I can tell you we are not the problem. We are not the reason why this stuff is spread. It's the people who got the jab. They are spreading it because there are assumptions out here, but simply because you got the jab is cool. So they are allowing these people that's jabbed up that still get sick to come in and work. That's how it's spreading. That's how it's spread. But they don't want to talk about that though. They want to say, "Oh, the people that ain't got the jab is your fault." No, it's the people out here that got the jab that y'all allowing to come in to work even when they sick. That is how this is spreading. Stop playing with us. Please stop playing with us. Mostly everybody that I know that has it right now, they got the jab. Ironically, my aunt, she got 2 shots and she still got that joint. You know what I'm saying? So stop playing with me. I think the other people, I think my other family members that got it, I think they got the jab. So everybody who I know that has it right now has the jab. I know that's not everybody. I know there are people that are not jabbed up that's still getting it, but that's inevitable. That's gonna happen. But most of the people that I know that have it right now have the jab. So stop playing with us. And then yeah, just stop playing with us, man. Just stop playing with us. Because fear is, as we talk about, fear actually destroys and weakens the immune system. It shrinks your thymus gland, man. Like literally, fear shrinks your thymus gland. So it's weakening your immune system. It's weakening your ability to fight off cancerous cells. It's weakening your ability to fight off toxic cells. That's literally what fear does. So when they keep the people in a state of fear, guess what? You're making them more susceptible to coming down with viruses, you're getting sick. So that's why we can't be living in fear. But that's exactly what they are instilling in the people. Man, it's a frenzy out here, man. People are afraid. People nervous. It's a frenzy. It's everybody nervous. Everybody I come across, they nervous. I am not nervous. People afraid to be around people like, oh my goodness, it's crazy out here, man. It's been crazy. Y'all been sick. The population has been trash. Like, so I'm not afraid of y'all, man, because we've been trash. We've been unhealthy. We've been sick. So I'm not about to start living in fear now because I've been around you people that are afraid to take care of yourselves for whatever reason. So this ain't the time now to be like, oh my gosh, I'm afraid to be around people. Man, you've been around these trash people your whole life. You've been around these people that don't care about their health your whole entire life. This is not the time to panic right now. Should have been panicking. Should have been panicking. We've been around the same people our entire lives, man. People that do not care about their health. So now we want to panic. Now we want to be afraid. Now we want to walk around or run around in a frenzy. Now we want to do that. Tasha, for sure. For sure. They want to listen. I'm telling you, I know for a fact they putting something in the air. But again, chemtrails and all that good stuff. It's definitely something going on in regards to like the air, the water, and all that good stuff. Maybe possibly the food. It's definitely so they definitely tampering with nature in reference to what's going on out here. Definitely. They definitely doing that. Starlight, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And they've been living like this. So nothing is new under the sun. But they think just because they got the jab, that solves all problems. Again, you got the jab, but you still living foul. So like what what are you doing? Again, what are you doing? Azure for sure. And then the people with the jab always want to try to hit us with the dumb logic that we already know. Well, they said that getting the jab doesn't mean you can't get it. It just lessens the symptoms. And this, that, and the third. Nope. Incorrect. My aunt, she got the jab and she was hospitalized when she got that joint. So nope, stop playing with us. I know some people that wasn't jabbed up, their symptoms were not that bad. Norbit Peace, what's happening? Brian, and most definitely, they definitely afraid of the truth. Definitely afraid of the truth. They do not want to admit that what's going on was manufactured. It was planned. They don't want to admit that. They don't want to admit it, man. But again, when they tweak things like go from 14 days to 10 days to 5 days, come on, man. What that tell you? Sneaky piece, what's happening? What does that tell you? Like, what does that tell you, man? What does that tell you, man? This is ridiculous. And these are the same people that we supposed to be letting our guards down and trusting. I can't believe people, man. It's just so gullible. Telling me to trust science, and the science, come on, man. Look how I keep changing on you to benefit them. The only reason they changing these numbers, man, because it benefits their bottom line because they losing money. They lose money when you got to take off from work. They lose money when you can't go outside and mingle with the public and go into their stores and go into their businesses. They lose money. So they can't have you quarantining for 14 days. That's 14 days that you not within society spending your money, working, making them richer. They can't have that. They cannot have that. That doesn't make any sense. Like, that literally doesn't make any sense. That's taken away from the pockets. They like, nah, 5 days, that's good enough. That's good enough. We got to have you working. And heck, if you got the jab, you can still come in. You don't need to isolate 5 days. Come back on in here. They got to make their money. They got to make their money. Come on, man. Alley-oop, peace. What's happening? Tavon, for sure. But again, people don't want to acknowledge that the air quality definitely is garbage. Definitely. Anybody with some common sense should be able to bear witness to that reality. But they're going to be like, ah, that's a conspiracy. No, it is not. They have been tampering with the air for a very long time. This is not rocket science. Like, they've been tampering with the air. But again, you get called a conspiracy theorist and all that when you start talking about it. Rika, you say, what do you recommend for reducing inflammation in the body? When it comes to inflammation, those spices like turmeric, ginger, garlic, those are good for reducing the inflammation. And then, you know, a lot of greens. So the little spices, turmeric, ginger, garlic, great for reducing the inflammation. Great for reducing inflammation along with the greens. And then you do some fasting along with it, inflammation gone. They call it anti-inflammatory diet and whatnot. So you're dealing with a lot of spices when you're dealing with the inflammation, man. That turmeric, garlic, and that ginger, make you some smoothies and throw them joints in there and you will be good. Oh, for sure, Tavon, man. We didn't have, and on top of that, we didn't have scientists let you know how harmful it can be to wear a mask. Scientists. So they tell us to trust science, like I said. So we've had scientists let us know, like, hey, there are some cons to wearing these masks. But we pick and choose the scientists that we want to follow and believe and trust. Shantae, Peach Queen, what's happening? Sneaky, exactly. And we ain't giving up the rights. Like I said, I'm remaining jab free for life. You know what I'm saying? I never got a flu shot, never got the flu. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good. So I'm gonna weather this storm just like I done weathered all the other storms, man. Like, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna weather this storm just like I done weathered all the other storms. All we got to do is take care of ourselves mentally and physically. Like, that's it. But they, again, initially in the beginning, they was promoting us to do exactly the opposite of what we needed to do to keep our immune system safe. So essentially, and I said this when everything first popped off, the way that they had us living was making us sicker. And now look at what's happening. They was telling people, you can't go anywhere. Stay inside. So they had us living in fear and they had us inactive. So people did what? They put on quarantine weight. So people was out here gaining 30, 40 pounds because they couldn't go anywhere. And they was depressed and they was living in fear. So we got sicker, man. So that's why now you see all these cases of people getting sick. Because that was the lifestyle that they was promoting in the beginning. You can't go anywhere. You can't be active. Live in fear. It's crazy out here. So we was living in fear and we was inactive. Those are the last two things you need to be doing in regards to fighting a virus. Like, nah, man, you need to not live in fear. You need to be active. Like, literally, you need to get out. You know what I'm saying? Get some sun, exercise. They was like, nah, don't do any of that. So they had people just at the crib, just there. Like, literally. Man, come on, man. People got so sick and didn't even realize it. Didn't even realize it. God is peace, Queen. What's happening? Provoking thoughts. Hey, that like they taking them down. I gotta tap into that one though, but they taking them down. They taking them down. That's why I say I don't know how much longer my joint to even last, man. But they be taking them down. Taking them down. You start speaking the truth. They take you down, but then they want to tell you you check the Constitution and stuff. We supposed to have freedom of speech. No, you don't. No, you don't. People don't be understanding, man. People don't understand how all of this stuff works, man. Like, again, America is one of the countries of illusions, man. Illusions, where you think you're free, but you're really not. Other countries, they more overt with it. They let you know that you pretty much still a slave, man. You can't do much. America, they got you thinking that you can say what you want to do what you want to do, or say what you want to say and do what you want to do. They got a stink in that, but it's the complete opposite. I tell people all the time, man, if you all right, thank America, thank America got all this freedom. Say what you want to say. Speak the truth and see how long you last. See how long you last on these platforms. Even you ain't even gotta speak the truth necessarily. You can just question what they are telling us, and that's enough for you to get banned. That's enough for you to get silenced, removed, deleted. That's enough. All y'all do, you ask questions. Like, hold on, man, y'all telling us something, but I'm questioning it. So just like this situation, 14 days to 10 days to 5 days, you stand up and say, hey, this don't make any sense. Like, why do we go from 14 days to 5 days? That's enough. That's enough for them to be like, yep, nope, silence them. Silence them. Norbert, you say, what is the purpose of it? Listen, I look at all the jabs the same. They got like depopulation is one of their methods, man. Like not one of their methods, but one of their long-term goals. So anything like a jab, it contributes to that, man. It contributes to that. People are literally getting a jab to where a lot of honest scientists and doctors have admitted to where they don't even know the long-term side effects that come with the jab. What does that tell you? It's going to be a lot of people that's damaged long-term from this particular jab, and that's what they want. That's what they want, man. They want to control the people. They want to kill the people. So the people that don't die off because they believe in survival of the fittest. So the people that don't die off when they poison us, then they got to control the remaining group. So in order to control the remaining group, they got to get a hold of that mind. You done seen what happens when you drug a person up. When you drug a person up, man, you can do what you want to do with that person. That's what these jabs are. It's drugging the people. Drugging the people, and they're gonna be trying to have it to where you got to get these joints every year. So you got to get your dosage every year. They drugging the people so that they can have us do what they want us to do. That's what's happening. The food that we eat, that's another way they drug us to get us to do what they want us to do. We eating all this heavy toxic food. We can't think for ourselves. We can't think at all. Can't think at all. So they drugging us so they can control us. That's literally what they doing out here. That's the purpose for all of that. Anything they injecting in the population is for control. It's for control. That's what it boils down to. That's what it boils down to, man. That's what it boils down to 100% of the time. But they've been striving to depopulate us for a minute. That's been the goal. Hence why they was pushing so hard for black people to get it. You know what's crazy? I'm gonna give y'all a jewel. Y'all know what's crazy? They pushing hard for black folks to get the jab. I'm gonna tell you, I've been getting book recommendations, and I've been having the like better conversations with white folks in regards to not trusting this jab. It's crazy. It's crazy. White folks be knowing. They be knowing what's up, man. They be knowing what's up. They be knowing what's up. Norbit, no problem, no problem. Goldie for sure. I don't trust it at all. And why should we trust it? When they don't even trust it, like, they literally have admitted like they don't know the long-term side effects. They letting you know. Like they are letting you know. Like I don't want something where you telling me I don't know the long-term side effects. I'm gonna take my chances with nature. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my chances with nature, man. Like, all right, like they said, let our food be our medicine. That is how I'm gonna rock. That is how I'm gonna roll. We got enough out here in nature that can keep us healthy. You know what I'm saying? So we good. We good. I don't need something that y'all manufactured in a lab that we didn't even see the process. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't even see this process. Like, how am I supposed to trust that? It's crazy. You got people getting a jab, but they won't eat food from another person because they didn't see how the food was prepared. But yet you finna go get a jab from a person and you didn't see how this jab was manufactured. You didn't see what they put into this needle. You ain't see none of that. You know what I'm saying? But you finna trust somebody to give you this jab, but then if somebody gave you a plate of food, you'll be looking at that plate of food suspiciously because you didn't see it being prepared. Come on now. Make this stuff make sense, man. Tasha, for sure. That's what they need. You know what I'm saying? They need us to be slaves. So anything they can do to dumb us down mentally, they will do it. And all of these poisons, like, it dumbs us down mentally, distorts the mind, calcifies the pineal gland. You know what I'm saying? The third eye, as they call it. Provoking, they say you heard that one retired basketball player, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I think, trying to shame LeBron for quit. Oh yeah, yeah, Kareem. Yeah, when he did that, I was like, yep, another Sambo. Like, I don't be fooling with these entertainers, these athletes, retired athletes, present athletes. Like, I don't be fooling with any of them when they start to co-sign this joint. I don't fool with it. Like, I be disowning all of them. Like, as soon as you start speaking, as soon as you start acting like you in agreement with what's going on, like, all right, time to get this on out here, man. We ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for that. Kev, peace, what's happening? Don the Scorpion, peace, peace, my brother. You say Josh told people they had to, then flip the script. Man, dude, crazy. I know some people I work with some people in the nursing field. Crazy. They told them, they told the employees, they said they're gonna make it mandatory to get the jab. Man, young lady got the jab, then the next day they said, never mind. That's crazy. I never heard nothing like that. It's like they told them it's mandatory that you're gonna have to get the jab. And when it got the jab, then the next day they was like, nah, never mind, you ain't gotta get it. Come on. Like, it's a real life situation that just happened. They told her, like, you got to get the jab by this date, and if you don't get it, you're gonna have to lose your job. People went out and got it, and then it was like the day that they told them, that sent out the emails, like that next day they was like, never mind. Come on, man. Yeah, Shanta, big crime. You trust your immune system? What's wrong with you? Like, you are an alien out here. You trust your immune system. Oh, God, is for sure. They didn't did it with the swine flu. They didn't did it with all of them. They didn't did it with measles. They didn't did it with small, but they didn't did it with all of them. It's crazy. That's why we say nothing new under the sun. Terenzo, peace, my brother. What's happening? Provoking thoughts for sure. And that's why they always get the celebrities to endorse something. Because again, they already know that group think, like, they already know if they don't have to, what they say, you can't fool all of the people all of the time, but if you fool the right ones, then the rest will fall behind. So all they got to do is fool the right person, and they know they can grab the masses. So that's why they get these celebrities. They fooling the right person. They're not gonna try to fool all of us. They just gonna fool the right person. They gonna see who people are following, and they gonna get that person to endorse it. So they know when they get that person to endorse it, boom, I got millions. So that's why they get these celebrities. Can't fool all of the people all of the time, but if you fool the right ones, then the rest will fall behind. Boom. That's literally what they do. Hence why they always get these celebrities. But too bad, I don't really care what celebrities do. I don't care. Like, I don't care if it's somebody that I respect, that I fool with. I don't care what they do. If it's something that I'm not gonna do, you can cancel Christmas on it. I'm not getting it. Man, they can have all of my favorite rappers talking about get the jab. I'm still not gonna get it. Like, I don't care what a celebrity does. I'm not starstruck out here like, ooh, they endorsed it. Let me go ahead and walk that path. Nope. Yeah, Kev, that was crazy. I'm like, man, they tricked y'all. Like, they had y'all thinking y'all was gonna lose y'all jobs one minute or one day. Then the next day it was like, never mind. So wow, like, people went and got jabbed up thinking they was gonna lose their jobs, and they told them never mind. Like, that's crazy. That trickery, man. Oh, sneaky for sure. Richest way to live. Health is wealth. Oh, Kev, it's gonna come a point to where they try to make you get them joints every year. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to, they're gonna recommend that you get that joint every year. And all they gotta do is recommend it, because you know how many people gonna get it every year. Then you're gonna have certain jobs, like if you're not, you know what I'm saying, in schools, if you're not getting it every year, then boom, you ain't gonna be able to work here. You ain't gonna be able to attend this, that, and the third, but they're gonna make it an annual thing. That's the way I see it going down. It's just crazy how they loosening up the restrictions and the guidelines, and everything is getting worse. I know a lady, man, her son is in school. I mean, which I fool with this, but it's like they don't fool with this. So of course they had the mask mandate. So they, you know what I'm saying, when you in school, you got to wear your mask, this, then the third. But she was like, when they come back from like the winter break, then it's optional to wear a mask. Now, in their minds, that makes no sense. They telling you, you know what I'm saying, wearing the mask is keeping you safe. Now they telling you when things are getting worse, they telling the kids now you don't have to wear the mask. Man, make up your minds, man. People need, I mean, they need to really make up their minds. Like that, this is so, it's confusing to the average person. We know what's going on, but like, come on, man. Like that makes no sense. Right in the thick of things, when things are getting worse, now y'all want to tell these kids, all right, cool, that is optional if you wear your mask or not. Yeah, the cases are rising, everything is getting worse, but you ain't got to wear this mask that we just told y'all is protecting y'all, keeping y'all safe. Like, come on, man. Like, but these are the people that we supposed to trust out here. Like, we supposed to be trusting these people. We supposed to be trusting this science. Come on, man. Come on. God, that's exactly what I'm saying. I know a lot of them. I know a lot of jabbed up people that's sick currently, right now. And I ain't talking about just mild symptoms. Like, mugs is sick. Like, not like I'm sick. Like, come on, man. Know a lot of those cases. A lot of them. So again, they not instilling any fear in me. Like I said, man, we good. We good because we not living in fear. You know what I'm saying? We not afraid of anything. Like we know things are reversible. We know things are curable. We know things ain't gonna wipe us out if we do have to deal with it. Like we know what to do. We know what to do. And God is for sure. At least that's how it should be. But for some of these for some people, these celebrities do represent the black community, and it's sick. It's sick because it definitely should not be like that. It would be nice. Like it would be nice if we had black celebrities that represented black people. I'm talking about the right way. That would be nice, but for the most part, they not doing it. Like Kyrie Irving I would say he's a good representation. He's still standing on his square. And it's crazy because the NBA realized, oh man, we need this dude out here. So we still about to let him play, but he just can't play the home games. Like we about to put him back in this league, but he just ain't gonna be able to play these home games. He's still not conforming, so I fool with that. Nah, provoking thoughts. I'm actually gonna get that book though. But nah, it was another book, man. It was the book is called Plandemic. I think by Mickey or Mikey Willis. Yeah, but no, I know exactly what book you talking about though. That's on my bucket list to read here in the next few weeks or whatever. I know exactly the book that you're talking about. And that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of information out here. Now, of course, a lot of this information we can't Google it. You know what I'm saying? You got to grab these books to get a lot of this information now because censorship is real in the field. You know, so we got to do some deep researching out here to uncover these truths, man. But it's all good. It's all good, man. The art of research was lost anyway, so people need to get back to it. People need to get back to it. Yeah, Darvin, and that's how I see it. Probably with a little more emphasis on getting it. I would say that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be just like the flu joint, but I feel like they're going to place a little more emphasis on this one. That's how I see it. Norbit, because there isn't one. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. That's the thing, but we supposed to be trusting them though. Man, come on, man. I like listen, man, we supposed to be trusting them. Come on. Never in a million years, man. Never in a million years. Like just on a personal level. On a personal level, let me ask you all on a personal level, would you trust a person that keeps changing their mind? That's on a personal level. If you was dealing with somebody and they every time they tell you something, and then a week later they tell you something totally different than what they told you last week, and then the next week they tell you totally, would you trust a person that do that? Like I'm asking y'all, man, personally, would you trust a person that continues to change their mind? Let me see here. Let me hear what y'all got to say. Would y'all trust a person that continues to change their mind? They can't make up their mind. They just keep changing it. provoking thoughts. The stipulation is he cannot play in home games. He can play in away games, but the away games that he can play in are the away games to where they don't have a mandate, a jab mandate. So exactly. So we all in agreement here. We not gonna trust the person that keeps changing their mind. I mean, they tell us like ladies, if you dealing with a dude, man, my computer's starting to act crazy. But hold on here. Let me get this stuff situated. All right, yeah, ladies, you dealing with a dude, you know what I'm saying? Y'all been together, like he like, all right, man, in a, you know what I'm saying, in a year we gonna do this, that, and the third. Then the year here just like, nah, in 5 years we gonna do this, that, and the third. And they just keep changing it. Keep changing. And same for my fellas. Like, man, we ain't we gonna be like, hold on, man. So what's happening? That's what they call what? Red flags. Like, we not trusting that. Like, so I'm treating them the same way that I would treat a person that keeps changing their mind. Start like they know better than that. Like that's those are one of the groups of people that they should be protecting. But we already know what's up with that. Like, and it's crazy because you know how many jabs have been linked to like autism in children. So the fact that they trying to encourage pregnant women to get the jab, come on now. I got a book somewhere in here that talks about that. The autism link to jabs. Man, I got a book around here somewhere. Can't see it. Probably behind me somewhere more than likely. But man, come on. And they encouraging them to get it. So then we gonna have a generation of babies born, and they gonna be all messed up mentally. And you're like, oh man, what's happening? I don't understand this generation. Yeah, because y'all was encouraging all them to get jabbed up, and now a lot of these children are suffering because y'all didn't know the long-term side effects that came with a jab. How can you know the long-term side effects of something that you just administered to the public? Like, you wouldn't, like, come on, man. Like, they think we stupid. They think we stupid. People are literally guinea pigs right now. Like, literally, there is no possible way to know the long-term side effects of something that is new without conducting any studies on it. So literally, the people that are getting the jab, you are the experiment. They watching you. They saying, all right, they got the jab. Let's see what happens to them in the long term. Let's see what happens to them in the short term. You literally the guinea pig. That's what was mind-boggling to me. People signing up to be an experiment. Be an experiment. Torenzo for sure. Yeah, you gotta stop dealing with them joints. Yeah, provoking thoughts. Yep. Linked to a lot of illnesses. Autism being like one of the major ones. But it's crazy. Like, you are literally an experiment. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to be an experiment. Just like the Tuskegee experiment. Like, look at what it was called. The Tuskegee experiment. So they had these people with syphilis, told them that it was bad blood, didn't treat it, had all of the methods to treat the syphilis, did not treat it, so they could see what it does to the body when left untreated. That's it. You are an experiment. Those people were experiments. They were guinea pigs. Let's see what syphilis does to the body long term when it's left untreated, so that we can have our, you know what I'm saying, so we can have our information. Come on now. This is what's happening right now. Let's see what this joint does long term. Let's see how it affects their bodies. They are experiments. I will not be an experiment. I will experiment on my own body via nature. I want to experiment in a positive manner. Let me see how fasting benefits the body. You know what I'm saying? Let me see how these fruits and veggies benefit the body. I don't want to see how something destroys my body. No. My brother Javon, peace. What's the word? Sneaky man. I'm saying, man, we gotta separate from the deaf, dumb, and blind, because my goodness. And they trying hard to convert you to being deaf, dumb, and blind along with them. They trying to convert you. They working hard. Like they Jehovah's Witnesses out here. They working hard to convert us over to that side. They are working very hard. Provoking thoughts. Yep. I definitely do. Angelic, lab rats, big time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, but I ain't no rat. You know, so they can miss me with that. Sadiq, peace, what's happening? Angelic, and it's crazy. And then it not only do most don't know, but there are some who do know and just don't care. That's even worse. They do know, like, yeah, they don't know the long-term side effects, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Like, what? This don't even make any sense, man. Sneaky, that's it. That's it. And like I said, you got people that know they are being experimented on and just don't care. Like, you can't pay me enough to be a guinea pig to this system, man. I don't trust them, man. I don't trust them at all. And rightfully so. But people think when you say you don't trust the system that you out here just living foul and reckless. Like, no, there are other systems that I trust. One of them being nature. Like, that's one of the systems that I trust. I'm going to trust nature. Like, I'm going to trust that. I'm going to trust it when they say, let thy food be thy medicine. I'm going to trust that when they say, when you study nature and you see that an animal is sick and they fast and they rest, I'm going to trust that that method may work because it makes sense. But we do the total opposite. We do the opposite of what nature instructs us to do. We do the total opposite. Total opposite. Savon, 100%. Like, it's literally the cause of a lot of the sicknesses around here. And it is partially the reason why it is spreading. Like, seriously. But again, they don't want to have that conversation. If we do have a conversation for too long, we don't last long, you know what I'm saying? Because they delete us, ban us, all that type of good stuff. That's what happens to those of us that ask these questions. Avia, way too many for my liking. And all like a lot of the nurses that I work with, like they are on that same, like they are literally, like they literally don't trust it because of that. Literally. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, they literally don't trust it because of that. Angelic, exactly. Exactly. I've really yet to see people, a lot of people talk crazy. And I mean, I had people come at me crazy because of like my recommendations, which is crazy, man. Just the fasting and the certain vitamins and herbs that I've recommended. I've yet to see people disprove that this stuff is ineffective. I've yet to see somebody disprove that watching what you eat, you know what I'm saying, drinking your water, exercising, all of that good stuff. I've yet to see somebody disprove that that is an ineffective method during these times. I've yet to see anybody disprove that. They just continue to say that we trust science. Well, okay. Yeah, I also trust the science of nutrition, the science of exercising, the science of fasting. Like all of these things are sciences. So I trust those sciences. But I've yet to see anybody debunk these things. I've yet to see it. We got all evidence out here that links certain vitamins and minerals and herbs to strengthening your immune system. But that's not good enough. And then they come out with a jab and say, well, we don't know the long-term side effects yet. And people trust in that. But then if I tell people, all right, man, just clean up the way that you eat and stop eating all these toxic foods, eat more fruits and veggies, and they looking at me like, man, so much evidence that lets you know that if you do that, like your immune system will be strengthened. So much evidence that will show and prove that. But people don't trust that. But they're gonna trust a system that say, yeah, we got something for you, but we don't know how it's gonna affect you long term. Like, come on now. Angelic for sure. Man, and I was, dude, I don't know if this book behind me, but yeah, here it is. Like I was actually doing the knowledge. Again, it's the pandemic book, but I was doing the knowledge to basically like the origin of just Western medicine when it became big. Because y'all know, like a lot of our grandparents and great grandparents, they got a lot of those natural remedies. You get sick and your grandmother taking care of you. Man, you think she about to give you some medication? No, man, they about to do some random method that you never heard of. They about to go back to nature, and that mug is about to get you right. But that mug was linked back. They was talking about John D. Rockefeller, man, and just how he monopolized the medical industry. And that's when all of the medication, that's when that stuff started to really pop. Before that, we was trusting nature. It was natural medicine, holistic medicine. And John D. Rockefeller was like, all right, we greedy out here, so we trying to monopolize every industry. So they got into the medical industry and they had to get people to take the medication. And that's when everything started to really pop off. But before then, we was on a natural medicine, natural remedies. Some of your grandparents still be on those natural remedies. Some of your great grandparents, if they still alive, they definitely still be on these natural remedies. That was the way. Terenzo, my brother, appreciate the donation. You say some people say they don't trust nature, yet watch others get killed by humans. But if nature was harmful, nothing would be here, not even nature itself. 100% right and exact. 100% right and exact. Nature would not be here and we wouldn't be here in nature. 100%. Denise, man, I have heard that multiple times. Man, I had a lot of situations to where I was dealing with people and they got that joint and they felt like they was going down, man, and had to go to urgent cares and all that. Shayna, for sure. Like, it's crazy. Because, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy that that's the reality. Because if you rewind it, probably like 10, 15 years ago, like, this is stuff that people would say. They would talk about the benefits of exercising, the benefits of eating health, eating more fruits and veggies. Like, they would tell you about the benefits of doing these things in reference to your immune system. But now they don't want to do it. Now they don't want to do that. It's like about 10, 15 years ago, they was going to tell you, all right, exercising is beneficial because of X, Y, and Z. And part of the benefits was helps the immune system. It strengthens the immune system. They'll tell you about all these fruits and veggies that the benefits or the pros of eating this fruit or eating this veggie is it boosts your immune system. Now it's like all of that science is gone. Now we acting like there are no fruits out here, no veggies out here that just help with this situation. Come on, man, stop playing with us. Kyle, my brother, man, hey, get your herbs in, get your fruits and veggies in. Let's get it. You gonna bounce back. Get you some elderberry in that joint. You gonna bounce back. Sneaky for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The lies are the truth. Again, like I said, Pastor Troy got the song vice versa. Like, listen, the lies are the truth now. You know what I'm saying? The lies are the truth in mainstream America. Like everything that people believe nowadays, it's a lie. But we look at it as the truth. The mainstream or the masses look at it as the truth. Because obviously we do not. Provoking Thoughts podcast. That brother is actually from my area. That brother is actually from St. Louis. Yaki Hickman. Like, the brother is straight. Actually, he lives in the same city I live in. Like, yeah, I know all about dude. People been trying to link us up actually, but he's actually from the St. Louis area. Like, we literally in the same city right now. Yeah, provoking thirst. I know a little bit about him. I haven't tapped all the way into him, but like some of the stuff that I've heard, it's on point. But yeah, we actually in the same exact city. People been trying to link us up, trying to link us together because we actually in the same city. Like, he got like a herb shop around here somewhere, all of that. Big Ed Fred, peace. What's the word? Which is crazy that we haven't linked up though. Like, that's kind of crazy. But I know all about dude, man. He is from St. Louis, lives in St. Louis just like me. If y'all not familiar with the brother, like, he be talking about herbs, he all into the holistic healing and all that good stuff. Kyle, get this book right here, the pandemic book. Get this joint. Like, it talks about it. It was crazy. I might, you know me, I get to reading on y'all, man. I get to quoting. I get to getting in my quote bag, man. And I get to reading about it. Matter of fact, man, hold on, man. I got that joint because I highlighted that. Like, it was crazy. I highlighted that joint when they started talking about the Rockefeller, man, because again, you know the Rockefeller family. Moses wicked out here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know all about that family, man. Y'all know all about the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, hey, Morgan, like y'all know JP Morgan and them. Like y'all know about these families. Y'all know all about these families, man. I ain't even gotta dive into that. Y'all know all about it. But once I started seeing them talk about Rockefellers, man, I said, let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and start highlighting. Let me see if I can find the highlight, man. Because again, y'all know I like to read and show the evidence. So I'm seeing if I can find that joint. And it's crazy the type of stuff, man. This book be breaking down Bill Gates, everything. This book just going crazy. And it's crazy because this book is not long, man. This book like 120, 30 pages, man. Like I finished this book in like 2-3 days, man. Like this book is nothing to read. And it's just packed with a lot of information. Plandemic is the book. Like I didn't finish this book 3 days, 2 or 3 days, man. Crazy. Crazy. I'm trying to find that joint, man, when he was talking about the Rockefellers and whatnot. He got a whole chapter, chapter 7 called Gates of Hell, talking about Bill Gates, the whole entire chapter. Matter of fact, I just want to read this to y'all real quick, man. Y'all got me breaking out my books, man. But I want to read this just so y'all can hear how wicked the game is. I want to read this right here. In just one recent and egregious example, see the Sacklers. It's all about these families here. The Sacklers, the family behind Purdue Pharma, the makers of Oxycontin, largely credited with causing the American opioid epidemic that killed nearly 500,000 people. The Sacklers are alleged to have knowingly pushed their highly addictive drug simply to benefit their bottom line. After extensive public outrage, Purdue Pharma pleaded guilty to criminal charges related to Oxycontin. Instead of jail time for executives, Purdue Pharma was hit with a 7-figure fine. The Sacklers themselves agreed to pay $225 million. That sounds like a lot to us, but look at this. Roughly 1/4 of 1 year's revenue from the drug and 8% of the company's yearly revenue overall. So that's nothing to them. It's like $100 to them. That works out to be about $450 per American who died during the height of the opioid epidemic. That's crazy. That's crazy. Brothers out here got caught selling the drugs and then did like doing life in prison, 30, 40 years, 20 years. The people that made it, people that made the joint and pushed the joint got hit with a fine. This is the world we live in. Made the Oxycontin, the makers of the Oxycontin, the makers of it, the owners of Oxycontin got hit with a fine. Brothers and sisters out here and lost their lives. They got addicted to it, can never turn back. Then got locked up for selling it. But the makers and the owners of it got hit with a fine. A fine. That was it. They got hit with a fine. This is the world we live in. They got hit with a fine, yo. Like you can make Oxycontin out here. You be the maker, the owner of Oxycontin, and you just get hit with a fine. Must be nice. Like that must be nice to just get hit with a fine, man. Must be nice. Man, I can't even find my Rockefeller joint, man. But when I find that joint, I'm gonna definitely quote it to y'all. But that must be nice though. Oxycontin, man, they get hit with a fine. A fine that really wasn't nothing to them. So that's hilarious. Oh, Shane, for sure. That's 100% happening. Charles, peace, what's happening? Greg, there you go. You know what I'm saying? The elderberry and the fluids. That's what we do. Vitamin C with the bioflavonoids. Just get it in. Just get it in. Oh, yeah, Big Ed Fred. Like I said, I'm familiar with the brother. It's crazy that we just in the same area, though. Oh, Kylie, yeah, that we are not the same. I got that book right in front of me. Yeah, that book is a jewel, man. Yeah, that book is definitely a jewel. King Rose, peace, peace. Appreciate you tapping in. Yeah, Big Head Fred for sure. Yeah, the system, hey, the system is just doing what it was designed to do. Soulfully Royal Nita, peace, peace. Appreciate you. Appreciate that for sure. We're gonna keep putting out this information as long as you know what I'm saying they allow. But then even when they don't allow, we still got other platforms. We got other platforms. But yes, yeah, Big Head Fred, like system is doing what it's designed to do. But it's crazy, man. Just the Oxycontin, man. The makers of Oxycontin got hit with a fine. Boy, do y'all know? Boy, do y'all know what the opioid epidemic did? Like, do y'all know what it really did? Like, do y'all know what that joint really did? And these cats, they made that joint, pushed it to satisfy their bottom line. They got a fine. Like, that is crazy to me, man. But I'm really trying to find this Rockefeller joint because I really want to quote this little history. Matter of fact, hey, real quick, I also want to, okay, I want to read this. I want to read this too. Definitely want to read this. All right, hold on. Let me read this. Dr. Martin was insistent when I spoke with him in January 2021. I have made the point several times. This is not a jab, but they did not use that word. They used the V word. But this is not a jab. This is a gene therapy that is being marketed under a deceptive medical practice as defined by the Federal Trade Commission. It is being passed off as a jab, but it has nothing to do with jabs under any legal definition of jab. Legally, it has to stimulate immunity and stop transmission of a pathogen. Neither of those are being done with this gene therapy. Why call it a jab then? To Dr. Martineau's choice of words was telling. If people heard that this was gene therapy or a form of chemotherapy, let me reread that. If people heard that this was gene therapy or a form of chemotherapy, then they might think twice. Man, this man that told y'all that the jab is a form of chemotherapy. Stop playing with us. He said, but if you call it a jab and mislead people into thinking that there is a public benefit being served, it's the willful deception of millions of people. Man, get this book, man. Get this book, man. Like I'm trying to tell you, get this book before they stop selling the book. Please get the book right now. Everybody need to order the book, Plandemic. It's other books, but definitely order this book before they stop selling the book because it's not going to be too much long before this book is banned. They letting you know right now that it's gene therapy, not a jab. It's a form of chemotherapy. Like this is literally what they telling you. And when y'all read the book, y'all going to see who this is that said this and why I quoted that. This ain't coming from somebody like me. This is coming from somebody that is a scientist that we should trust. So this ain't coming from some regular Joe. Even if it was coming from a regular Joe, man, I'ma still bear witness to it. But it's crazy. It's crazy. This whole doctor that said this. Y'all probably heard of him. Dr. Robert Malone. Robert Malone. And then when y'all gonna see who the Dr. Martin is too, who was quoted in that. Y'all gonna see. Ambitious Alicia. Definitely get the book. Definitely. And Shane, that's exactly what it's doing. That is exactly what it's doing. Man, let me, man, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this part too, because it's crazy here. I don't mean to sound alarmist, but what seems to be rolling out is the worst case scenario where the jab in the waning phase is causing the virus to replicate more efficiently than it would otherwise, which is what we call antibody dependent enhancement. What is antibody dependent enhancement? Briefly, it's that the jab causes the virus to become more infectious than would happen in the absence of jab. Come on, man. Come on. Like this is coming from the scientists, man. It's coming from other doctors. Like y'all telling us to trust science, y'all telling us to trust the doctors. These are doctors. These are scientists that's telling you this. It's not just me. Like I didn't say that. This was in his book. And they quoting doctors. So again, argue with these doctors. Y'all say trust them. So there y'all go. There goes some doctors right there that's telling y'all, hey, this joint is killing you. This joint is a form of chemotherapy. Provoking thoughts, man. I'm gonna get my website up and running, and I'm gonna have an email list. I'm gonna have you sign up for this email list, so I'm gonna get everybody's email, and that's gonna be our point of contact if things ever get real in the field. We're gonna have emails, man. Jessica, for sure. Hey, Khaled, that's the book. That's the one. That's the one. Read that joint. That's the one. They got a lot of good references in this book, but read that joint. That's the one though. Yeah, that's the one. This is the one. Read this joint. Grab that joint, read it, internalize it, like really do the knowledge to this book. Like I said, other books that if I had them by me, I would I would show y'all those joints too, but I do not have them by me because I got a few books on it. Dissolving Illusions is another one, and that breaks down the history of jazz and whatnot. Like that's another great book. Lorenzo, most definitely, right and exact. You know what I'm saying? Dissolving Illusions is another good book. I literally got a book that's called like jab, but not using jab, using the V word that we cannot say. And that's the book that I cannot find, but that's another joint. It breaks down the ailments that have been caused by these jabs. So, man, again, we ain't just read one book on this stuff, man. We got it's a lot of them out here. It's a lot of books out here, man, that's giving people the truth. That's written by doctors. They ain't just written by average Joes. Got books that's written by doctors too. But we got to get these books, man. We got to get hold of this information. We got to store it before they start getting rid of it. Because again, we know that's coming soon. They had a whole documentary that I ain't even get to see because they removed it. But the joint is called Plandemic. It was like it was two parts to it. They banned them joints rather quickly. I ain't get a chance to see them joints, but they apparently had documentaries called Plandemic. It was just showing and proving everything that was written in this book. You know what I'm saying? They was interviewing the folks, well-respected folks in those fields. But the man, they was deleting those documentaries with the quickness. Provoking thoughts. Yeah, for sure. That's definitely happening. Now they trying to say you can get locked up with a fake card, all that type of stuff, man. So people about to be out here snitching. Kylie, yeah, it's definitely. And that's why I said I said that too when everything first popped off. I said, man, it's gonna create a division. It's gonna be a war between the unjabbed and the jab. Like you're gonna get you're gonna get looked at differently. You're gonna get looked at differently. It's gonna cause division. And that's what it's doing, causing a division. Yeah, provoking thoughts. I gotta tap in and see where I can find that joint because obviously you can't find it on major platforms. So I gotta do some more research, man. I'm gonna check that joint, see if I can find it so I can watch it. Watch both of them. But yeah, you know you're not gonna come out with a documentary like that and it stay on YouTube, which is crazy because like that used to be the case. Those type of documentaries used to be on YouTube and they used to stay on YouTube. Not anymore. Like I never forget when Obama was selected and they had the Obama Deception. Like that was a documentary. That was like 2-3 hours long on YouTube. It just stayed on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But now, obviously, you cannot find that joint on YouTube. You know, they don't allow that type of stuff to remain on the surface. Sneaky man. You say what's the best way to study a book? Just go right through it or dissect it slowly. I kind of dissect it slowly. Like I take highlights, note cards, all the type of stuff, man, that I deem as important. Like I highlight that joint. And then another good way to do it is to ask yourself questions, like study questions before you read a chapter. So when you read a chapter, you'll get a good idea of what that chapter should be about. You skim through it. See if it got like sub chapters and you know what I'm saying, all that little type of stuff. So you can get a good idea of what you may be reading. Then you ask yourself like 3 or 4 questions. So then you ask yourself the questions, and then while you're reading that chapter, you come across the answers, and then you jot down your answers. So that's a good way to, you know what I'm saying, retain the information better. So like I said in this book, you got chapter 7. It says gates of hell. Obviously, they talking about Bill Gates. So I could be asking myself questions like, what is Bill Gates's role in this whole pandemic? Like, that's a question. So then when I'm reading it and I come across an answer, then I jot it down. Like, that's retaining information. So when you just skim through it, you see they mentioning Gates, like they mentioning Gates, and you could just ask yourself or find like 2 or 3 questions to ask yourself, man, and then you answer those questions as you are reading along. That's the way we like to do it. Norbit for sure. Hey, sometimes, hey, listen, division ain't necessarily always bad neither. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a part of mathematics. That's the part of the natural, the original language of the universe is math. Division is a part of math. So sometimes division is necessary. You know what I'm saying? You start to see people's true colors when you divide. So a division is necessary, just like all other forms of math: subtraction, adding, multiplication, division, all of that. So it's necessary. So division don't necessarily mean something bad, because again, normally when we divide, we start to see the true colors of people that we wouldn't have seen otherwise. So I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. Not a big problem to me that a lot of these things cause division. You know what I'm saying? Because it allows me to see the true colors of people that's around me. Like, oh, okay, so this is how you truly feel. It's how you really feel about me and my stance in life and all of that type of stuff, man. So again, division can be definitely necessary. We can always settle on the best part, even when division is involved. Like I said, even when you talk about white people and black people, when we were like segregated, like there was a lot of good that came out of us being separated and segregated from these folks. Literally. But we just wasn't looking at it in that light. Like, we was thriving. We had a lot of our own. Then when we came together, like, all of that's faded, disappeared, vanished. So a lot of times, man, it's just how you look at it in reference to division. It's how you look at it, man. But sometimes division can be very beneficial, depending on how you looking at the situation, how you assessing the situation. So I don't have a problem with being divided from these folks, because it's just like I don't want to be connected to some of these ignorant folks, man. I don't want to be connected to them, so I'd rather be divided. I'd rather be divided. I'd rather be separated. I'd rather be segregated from some of these people, because they just foolish, man. I don't want to be in the same room with some of these individuals, man. Like, I just don't want to be connected to them. Like, y'all are lost out here, and if I remain connected to y'all, like, listen, what they say, a chain is as strong as its weakest link. So if I'm linking up with these cats, come on, man, like they enough to bring the chain down, to break the chain. Like, I ain't got time for that. I need all strong folk, strong-minded folks. I can't be with the weak-minded, with the ignorant-minded. Like, no, get away from me. Get away from me. I need people that's gonna stand on their square at all times, gonna represent the truth, stand for that truth. That is what I need around me. That's what I need in my cipher, as we call it. Like, that's what we need. Yeah, Khaled. Yep, Khaled, Goddess. Yep. Yeah, I always say that. People don't, and it's crazy because, again, I was reading Claude Anderson's book Powernomics, and again, I agree 100% with him. What other community, man? He literally stated it. But what other community focuses on integrating with the larger society? Notice it was just black people. Like, literally, like, notice, like, we were the one, man. He said, boy, I'm telling you, boy, he hit me with a quote in that book. I don't paraphrase it, but when he said it, I was like, man, that's how I feel 100%. He was like, how did the game change when we moved from the back of the bus to the front of the bus when we didn't own the bus? So, like, what's the point? We went from the back to the front, but yet we still don't own the bus. So no progress was made. Man, I was like, drop the mic, man. That is how I feel. We was hooping and hollering so we can sit at the front of the bus with everybody else, yet they still own the bus. Come on, man. Like, man, when he said that, I was like, man, that's 100% right and exact. No other group of people is fighting for integration. They come over here and take over whole communities, build whole communities. Man, like the Cubans, like you talk about the Cubans in Florida. Like, man, they not worried about integrating. They not worried about integrating, man. They worried about establishing communities. Like the Arabs, they ain't worried about integrating. They worried about establishing communities. The white Jewish folks, they not worried about integrating. They worried about building communities. Man, it's Bosnians where I'm at. They not worried about integrating with society. They worried about building communities, staying amongst their own people. They don't want to go out and deal with everybody else. We are the ones. We are the one. Like, that's what we worried about. We got to be accepted by everybody else. We got to be accepted by white society. Like, no. Ain't no other group is worried about that. Man, I'm telling you, the Bosnians where I'm at, like literally, if you go to a certain part of St. Louis, there is nothing but Bosnians there. Like all of the like all of the businesses over there, Bosnian. All of the homes over there, Bosnians. Like literally, that's what they do. They not worried about society. They're not worried about integrating with us. They're not worried about integrating with white folks. They worried about staying amongst their own people. Literally. Yeah, Thunder, and that's the thing. And once we establish that sense of culture, we got to get back to building that community. Because every other group does that. We the only ones is, hey, we must integrate. Like I said, we went from the back of the bus to the front of the bus. What did that do for us? Like literally, I'd rather sit in the back of the bus anyway. I don't even want to sit in the front. You know what I'm saying? Like I naturally, like when I was in school, I'm going to the back. Like going to the back, from the back to the front. What did that do? Nothing. Like it did absolutely nothing. Getting mixed up in their school systems, what did it do for us? Absolutely nothing. Yeah, ambitious. Yeah, we exactly. And that's what we had. We had our own, which is crazy. So it's like, even to your point, underscore, when you say because they have a foundation, what's crazy is we had the foundation. We just thought it was better to integrate with them. Like we were literally doing our own thing, thriving. But we thought that, nah, man, it'd be better if we mixed with them. Like, man, we literally was doing that. Because Claude Anderson talked about it. I think he said, like in Winston, Salem, North Carolina, we had bus lines, meaning we owned the buses. But then when we integrated, like all of that vanished. So we didn't have a bus line anymore. Once we integrated, once we moved from the back of the bus to the front of the bus and we got integrated with them, boom, bus line gone. So we had our own bus lines when we were segregated, meaning we owned some buses. And then we got integrated when they allowed us to sit in the front, possibly. Now, okay, now our bus line is gone. Crazy. Big head Fred for sure. So I don't like that. That to me did not solve our problems. It made a lot of things worse. It killed our mentality. It killed our ambition. It killed all of that. It killed leadership. It killed ownership. It killed all of that, man. It killed all of that. We owned way more back then, man. Like again, people telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, like it was real. Like integration really destroyed us. And again, this is something, man. Claude Anderson, that's his field. So Claude Anderson can give you all of the facts. This ain't something that I'm just saying. Claude Anderson give you the facts. Amos Wilson got this book, Blueprint to Black Power, talks about how integration destroyed us. Like these are some elders and some ancestors that I respect, and that's how I came to that conclusion, studying their work. So it's out here, man. It's all the proof is out here. If we just realized what was really happening when we were segregated, like things would be different. We didn't realize what was happening because, like Thunder Scorpion said, we didn't have that foundation. We didn't have a culture. Like we didn't understand what was happening. We didn't understand the power in what was happening and what we could have done with that power, man. We didn't understand it. We didn't understand at all. But it's all good though, man. Like I said, we got people that's carrying on the legacy. Oh yeah, Provoking thoughts, man. What is it? E. Franklin Frazier has a book, and he talks about the bootleg. Man, I got that book somewhere again behind me. What book do I got, man? It's E. Franklin Frazier. That's the first time, like I read that book probably like 10 years ago, and that's when he started talking about the bootleg, the black bourgeoisie. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about him hard. I'm thinking I gotta remember what book it is though, man. So I'm gonna look it up because I don't want to go digging for it behind me. That's the actually now I knew that was the name of the book. But Black Bourgeoisie, man, the book that brought shock. Wait, hold on, let me read the whole thing. The book that brought the shock of self-revelation to middle-class blacks in America. E. Franklin Frazier. That's a Jew. Black Bourgeoisie, the book that brought the shock of self-revelation to middle-class blacks in America. That's another good book. Sneaky, that book is also good. I got that book somewhere here too. That brainwash book, like that book is a jewel. But that Black Bourgeoisie book by E. Franklin Frazier, that mug is nice. So debonair for sure. And just on top of that, integration just killed our mentality, like the mentality behind it. Like, just think about it. We thought the epitome of society was being integrated with the folks that oppressed us. Like, mentally, just listen to what I just said. We thought that was the epitome of living, to be integrated with the folks that enslaved and oppressed us. That doesn't make sense. Like, we were striving to be integrated amongst the people that we have never lived peacefully with. So yeah, like that, like the whole mentality behind it was like, nah, that don't make any sense. Like, why are we striving to be accepted by the folks that, like, their whole system was built upon them not respecting us and not accepting us, not even considering us human. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, why are we trying to be accepted by them? Jessica. Oh yeah, for sure. MLK was a puppet originally. He knew that. MLK was admitting. MLK admitted this. Like, MLK knew what he was. He knew he was a pawn. Like, this ain't like MLK knew he was teaching some incorrect information. Like, he knew that. He had meetings with Elijah Muhammad and all that type of stuff before he passed, like admitting that what he say, he leading them into a burning bush or whatever. I forgot the exact quote that he said, but he knew what he was doing. So he definitely that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't never been the biggest MLK Jr. fan. I've grown to learn to respect him a little bit, you know, now. But he was definitely originally a puppet. But like I said, he knew that. He knew that for sure. They literally had him out here to neutralize what they call the black Muslims. You know, like that. He was literally to neutralize that. Literally. Literally. And it wasn't sitting well with his conscience. Hence why he got assassinated. People got to understand this is partially the reason why MLK got assassinated, because he was waking up to the fact that he was teaching lies to his people. He was misleading his people. Yeah, the burning house. Yeah, there you go. I said burning bush. I don't know why I said a burning bush, but yeah, nah. But yeah, that's the real reason why he got assassinated. MLK started to what they would call wake up. So he started to wake up, and they was like, nah, we can't have MLK siding with him too. Nope, we got to go ahead and assassinate. Yeah, Ty, man, we got to be accepted. Like, we fighting for acceptance. Like, we got to be accepted. Yeah, ambitious, man. Like, most of my people, man, they rock with MLK. They looking at Malcolm X like he was crazy, or the black Muslims like they were crazy. But yeah, nah, man, MLK was definitely an agent. I hate to say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, people that fool MLK, like, I hate to say that, but he was, and he knew it. Like, he knew that. Yeah, so he knew what he was, man. So I mean, you know, that if you just honestly researching history, like that's gonna be the conclusion. Like, man, this dude was he was an agent, most definitely, and he was here to neutralize the black Muslims, as they call them, which I do not like when they use that phrase, but that's what they refer to him as. Provoking Thoughts podcast, man. I mean, I've been doing some recent research to Farrakhan. Like, I've always semi-respected him and listened to a lot of what he had to say, but recent research, I don't need too much care for him no more these days, for real. Not that I'm gonna go out of my way to disrespect him, but like, man, I just got my problem. Like, I got a lot of people that's in the NOI that, I know personally that I can rock with, but they are severely brainwashed when it comes to following Farrakhan and Elijah Muhammad. Like I said, I can read some work by the both of them and I can take the best parts. But man, them brothers act like, and them sisters act like these dudes can say no wrong, and that is false. Like, that is 100% false. So yeah, man, just recent studying. Like, I mean, I never looked at one man like he was just all right and exact, but like, I don't really go out of my way to deal with Farrakhan like that anymore. Intelligent, my boy. You say, what's your opinion on the growing divide of the black capitalist class versus the black communist socialist? I'm seeing that a lot. Man, we going back to like the Black Panthers, the George Jackson and them, man, when they was really, really big on that communist talk, man. That division, I mean, again, it's just something more that we gotta worry about in regards to what's dividing our people. I feel like, man, we gotta eventually reach a common ground, and that's part of the problem. Even when it comes to economic disputes like capitalism, communism, things like that, man, we gotta be able to come together, have these conversations, and reach a common ground from an economic, from a political standpoint. We got to be able to reach common grounds. A lot of times we don't do that. We just go back and forth in regards to what's the best way, what's the best perspective. Like, we got to come together collectively to realize what is the best stance for black people collectively. So I feel like in that sense, man, because I was when I was studying the Black Panthers, when I was studying Huey Newton, now, man, I started to dive into a lot of communist work. Books and whatnot. I started to do the knowledge a lot to like Karl Marx and all of these individuals, because that's who a lot of them cats were studying. And then like Frantz Fanon and whatnot. So I started to read a lot about that. And even when you deal with capitalism, man, it's like just being in America, like you just face you gotta face capitalism, man. Like, we are in a capitalistic type of system. So it's something that you got to deal with. So it's like I be weighing the pros and cons of both sides, because both sides have pros, both sides have cons. But black people collectively, like the original people on the planet Earth collectively, we got to come together to say, all right, man, what stands do we need to take? What common ground can we stand on collectively from an economic standpoint? And a lot of times we don't do that. We would rather just argue and debate. Provoking thoughts, yeah, man. Definitely a lot of people connected to the Boule class, man, and it's sick. Charles, for sure. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, unfortunately, that's why you never make the deal with him. You know what I'm saying? So, matter of fact, like, it's better that you just start off by going hard on him and not making deals with him. You might actually live a little bit longer, opposed to when you make a deal with him and then you try to get out of your deal. But they say blood in, blood out. So it's better if you just let them know from the gate, like, I don't fool with y'all, I don't fool with this system. When you allow yourself to be a pawn and then you start waking up, man, you're not gonna last too much longer. All provoking thoughts. The Black Panther Party was infiltrated big time. Now, man, they got like FBI, COINTELPRO documents that said they had a lot of agents in the Black Panther Party. The dude that set up Fred Hampton, he was an agent. Yeah, Black Panther Party was heavily infiltrated. Even the NOI, like they literally, it's a book called like FBI Files or something like that, FBI Papers. I be forgetting names of all these books, but it's a book, man. They got documents. They like telling you that the NOI, all these black organizations, they telling you like all the like the amount of agents that they got in all these organizations. It's heavy. The NOI is heavily infiltrated. The Black Panther Party was heavily infiltrated. Like all of these black organizations that's deep infiltrated, infiltrated. But yeah, Fred Hampton got killed because of infiltration. Like he trusted dude, and dude was an agent the whole entire time. But yeah, they said they had the Black Panther Party infiltrated crazy. Like they said they had to, man, listen. They said they had so many agents planted in the Black Panther offices, man, it was ridiculous. Like that, and it's crazy because yeah, that's big. So they definitely infiltrate these organizations. Like that's one of the first things they're gonna do. See who we can pay off. Norbert, you say you were talking about the black women not controlling the black hair care industry in your last post. Yeah, for sure. Like I find that astonishing. Like it's literally called the black hair care industry. Like literally, we the ones with the black hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we not controlling that that industry? We are the ones with black hair. It's called black hair care industry. I didn't say just hair care industry. Black hair care industry. We don't even control that industry. We don't even own that industry. And we are the ones with the black hair. Like that is crazy to me. Like it literally makes zero sense that we not owning that industry. It is literally like we are the ones. We are the ones with the black hair, and we don't even own that industry. Like it's ridiculous. Just think about what I'm saying. We have a black hair industry that's not owned and controlled by black people. Oh, Kuma for sure. That hey, gang 101, like you gon' like not on like, and that's how you have crooked cops. You know what I'm saying? So it works both ways. So those gangs know that if we partner up with the cops, might that might save us. You know what I'm saying? Like, that might save some of us. So yeah, you got a lot of that going on. The wife is in the building, y'all. Say peace to the wife for sure. Norbit, yeah, like it's ridiculous. It's the black hair care industry, and we don't control it, and we don't own it. Jessica for sure. Like in my area, it's the Arabs. They got like all the beauty supply stores. It be the Arabs, the Asians. Like it's ridiculous. Arabs, Asians. Like that's where you about to go for the most part. Arabs, Asians. Like that's sick, man. Like come on, that shouldn't even be the case. Like all black women specifically should be dominating that industry. Like literally, it's black hair care. That's y'all industry. Like should nobody else be owning that? Charles, yeah, for sure. Like I said, I never, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean that ruffles feathers because you got a lot of people that fool with MLK. Oh, you should, but he never resonated with me. Like never. Like even when I was like young, I never like was like nah. Like I think it was the fact that they like oversaturated the schools with them. Like every time it was Black History Month, like they was gonna teach you about Martin Luther King. Like I think I just got sick of him because of that. But like I never really resonated with that message with his like I just never like nah. Like I don't have books on MLK. Like I just never cared to like look into that man because of the message, because of everything I was learning while we were being brainwashed and indoctrinated in the school system. I was like, yeah, this dude is really not my cup of tea, so I don't really care to study him any further. Oh, Norbit, yeah, yeah. It's crazy. I took French. Like that's everybody else like in school for the most part took like Spanish. I took French all the way up into college, man. Ronald, 100%. You know, like the school system, that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? We gotta like we just gotta we gotta build, man. Like that's where we at. We gotta build. We gotta build. We gotta quit putting our kids in these systems, man, because now they walking out indoctrinated, even more brainwashed, even more enslaved. So we gotta just do a better job of building. Like that's where we at with it. I have it. Mandarin, man. Hey, I need to get into learning some more languages. Yeah, ambitious, man. And I got tired, honestly, man. I just got tired of that, man. I think that was part of the reason. I'm like, man, I'm getting tired of this dude. Like, I'm like, it's a reason why they keep teaching us about him, man. Like, that I wasn't trusting them. Like, man, why they keep showing us this dude, nobody else? Like, we ain't had nobody else at that time. You know, like where Malcolm X at, man. They just keep teaching us about this dude. So I was getting sick of that, man. And you know, that led to my just not liking his approach. Jessica, 100%. Let me put that on screen. 100%. Man, they definitely put Africa in the name, and they're gonna put Africa on the box. Like they're gonna do all of that. Whole while it is owned by somebody that is white. But they gonna have you thinking that is black owned. Like they are good for doing that. They good for masking something up to make it look like, oh yeah, this for the culture. And whole while the culture don't own it. Provoking thoughts for sure. 100%. Hey, we connect. We the original people of the planet Earth. So we everywhere. You know what I'm saying? We are everywhere. Yeah, Charles, for sure. And that's all. And that's all I literally be saying, man. And that's the reason why the moment he started to wake up, it's like, all right, time to go ahead, time to off him, time to off that man. And that's exactly what they did. Exactly what they did when it was time to off him. That's exactly what they did. They got rid of him because he was waking up. And as we know, they couldn't have had him. They couldn't have had him and Malcolm X out here partnering up. Tasha, that's another fact. A lot of the There you go. A lot of the black hair care industry who are black sold out to bigger white companies. It's also a fact, and that also happens. Happens a lot. Happens a lot. You will have black people in these industries, and then they just sell out to these white folks. We got plenty of examples of that, even with like celebrities. Man, they create a product. The next thing you know, they even sold it to Apple, sold it to Bill Gates, sold it to Elon Musk. Like, nah, man, keep your brand, man. Now you don't want. Now I don't want to buy this now, man, because now you just sold it to these cats, man. Like, come on, that happens a lot. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I gotta make a move, man. I done went over my time, man. But this was a good build. We got the building. Got the building for sure, man. But this was a nice build. I might try to tap in with y'all tomorrow. I don't know quite yet, but definitely that January when the new year, when it pops off, I'm gonna definitely jump on this thing, man. We're gonna be going hard. Gonna be going hard for sure. So if I don't see y'all tomorrow, man, I might put out a little short video or whatever the case may be, man. But I got to make my moves, make my rounds, get back up to this gym, chill out for a minute, get back into some of these books, all that good stuff, man. So this was another good stream, another good build. Appreciate the donations, comments, all the love, man. It's always peace. Very peaceful streams, as always, man. But y'all be easy out here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Thursday. And if I don't see y'all tomorrow, y'all enjoy Friday. And I'm going to tap in with y'all Saturday for sure. I'm out, y'all. Y'all be easy. Peace.